Hey guys, Lou here, back to do another DraftKings NFL Playoff Best Ball draft. We have the 103 here. Well, at least we're in the top three this time around. I feel like as of late I've been getting the 4 or 5 or 6. But if everything goes according to plan here, I'm looking at Saquon Barkley, which I'm totally fine with. I'm really trying to avoid getting teams on buys unless I get them on a really good discount. So if I get some Chiefs later on in the draft, I'm totally okay with that. Also, if Barkley goes ahead of Lamar, I'm okay to get some more Lamar exposure. Um, so yeah, we're probably gonna go for some stacks that I don't have yet. Um, Mainly the Broncos. So I'm probably going to end up doing 20 drafts. I want at least two teams where the Broncos actually beat the Bills and end up advancing. In the off chance that that does happen, but it is highly improbable. But you never know. It's playoff football. Everyone starts with a clean slate, and anybody can win. So now we're on the clock. Off the board first is Josh Allen. If I had to guess, Lamar is probably going to be going next, which would leave us with Saquon Barkley, who actually has a pretty good run blocking advantage. The first game of the playoffs, playing the Packers. The Packers do have a good defense though, so I do think that they can hold the Eagles down. So Barkley does go second. I am going to build around Lamar this draft. I'm okay with that. I think I only have one team with Lamar so far, so in the off chance that they do beat the Chiefs or the Bills and end up going to the AFC Championship, I am happy with the quarterback position there. I am going to try to go for a Ravens-Eagles Super Bowl outcome. So I'm going to try to pair him with A.J. Brown and maybe Mark Andrews or Devontae Smith. So we are up in 3 picks. Just looking at the board, we have Allen, Barkley, Lamar, Hurts, Henry, and Gibbs. Justin Herbert. Wow, I was not expecting that. That is really early for Herbert, and A.J. Brown just went. Okay, so clearly some things have changed now that we have the playoff seeding in. So I will actually build around... Oh, man. That really threw a wrench into things. Okay. We will build around a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl and try to make up points on the back end. So I think this could be a pretty unique combo. I haven't seen too many Lamar, Amon-Ra, St. Brown starts, but we're up in 4 picks. Let's try to get some points in the wild card round and also fill out a stack in the meantime. I do like Mike Evans now. Man, I was looking back at some of my earlier drafts, and he was going in the 50s. So if you draft, that's one of the advantages of drafting early and taking some risk on some teams that aren't in the playoffs just yet, is you do get some good value on them. And now we're really paying a premium for Mike Evans here. But we're up in 3 picks. James Cook is off the board now, going with the Josh Allen drafter. Mahomes and Goff have really been getting pushed now that they're on bye. Everyone wants those wild card points, which rightfully so makes sense. So if we're playing some strategy here, we have an Eagles drafter and no real stacks set here yet. Mike Evans goes. That's a good pick. That was tough to swallow. But I could go Devontae Smith or I could go Mark Andrews. It makes more sense for me to go Andrews, especially with the injury to Zay Flowers. So we will start with Lamar and Andrews stack. We'll need to make up some wide receiver points. I left the Devontae Smith wide receiver to the Jalen Hurts drafter. So he's looking at an all-Eagle stack so far, which is looking really nice for him. I think we're going to reach a little bit here and go for Ladd McConkey, unless this Justin Herbert second-round drafter has anything to do with it, and then he drafts Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to try not to say anything negative about any other drafter strategy because who knows? Maybe they're onto something. Maybe their strategy will work out. But we see McLaurin and Shakir go off the board next. This guy will probably need a running back. But for me, I'm going to try to lock up Ladd McConkey. Travis Kelce is off the board. Okay, we'll go with McConkey as our wide receiver 1. Not thrilled with that being my wide receiver 1 to start the draft. Not a ton of firepower there when you look at some of these other teams. But some of those other players that are on buys are probably going to start getting drafted a little more, opening up some more value and some more points for me later here in the wild card round. And then maybe we can scoop up some cheap players on buy. Cooper Kupp is another name that I think is just criminally discounted. So maybe we might reach for him. I'll push Zay Flowers here. Seeing that he's injured, it's a little ambiguous what his situation is here. But looking at running backs, I am not going to pass on Bucky Irving here. I definitely think that they can win this round and move on to the next. And they also do have a pretty good advantage against the Washington Commanders' run defense. Bucky Irving has really come on lately. He's really taken the full workload off of Rachaad White now, getting over 20 touches per game. So I like his upside here. Cooper Kupp just went, which is also a pretty good pick. I was eyeing him, hoping he'd be there back on the wrap, because then we have our 2 wideout slots filled out, a running back, a solid tight end, and an elite quarterback. So what we can end up doing here is pairing Lamar with Rashad Bateman. I just don't like how spread out the offense is. I think that limits all of his pass catchers' upside, and also the offense really runs through Lamar and Henry. So Aaron Jones has a matchup against the Rams. I have a lot of Rams as of late. I don't really have too much Aaron Jones, and that's good value there for him. But let's keep chipping away at this Ravens stack. Okay, so Zay Flowers still isn't practicing. Let's see how long he can get pushed. And let's take Rashad Bateman, hoping that one of the 2 of Andrews and Bateman has the big game. And now that I have Lamar, I'm pretty much banking that this guy will make it to the Super Bowl. We're all out of Lions players. Well, we do have Monty. Monty looks like he might be in full health now. And he will be available for the first playoff game. So if somebody took the bait on Zay Flowers there, maybe I should have, but I thought he would be pushed a little more than that. Hollywood Brown off the clock next. So I really do like the Bucs pieces here. I'm going to go with Jalen McMillan. If you look at his past few games, we have 7, 6, 7, 5, 6 targets, scoring touchdowns in every game. I don't really see his role changing against the Commanders, so we'll just take a shot at upside there. And on the way back, we will look to get somebody like Monty, so we have some more of the Lions pieces. Another guy that I realized just came back is Khalif Raymond, so maybe his role will start to expand now that we're heading into the playoffs over Tim Patrick. Let's see. DeAndre Hopkins is off the board. I think Amari Cooper hasn't been playing due to personal reasons. Now this person goes TJ Hawkinson. We will grab Monty here for round 2, hoping that we advance in round 1. So now we have four more slots left. We have 2 Lions players. We have 3 players on the Ravens. If we're looking at upside here in round 1, I'm liking Quentin Johnston here. I also think he's a guy that will be playing in round 2. Marvin Mims has really come on late, but you would really need an outcome where they beat the Bills. So Dalton Kincaid has hung around here for a while. I'm going to take him in case he is the focal part of the offense in the first round against the Broncos. I think the Broncos are pretty strong on the outside. Where their weakness is the middle of the field. So let's hope that Josh Allen really leans on Dalton Kincaid in the middle of the field there. And who knows, maybe Kincaid can have a huge game and break out as my flex, and I just need points out of one of McConkey, Bateman, McMillan, and hopefully we get Quentin Johnston on the way back. He is my sleeper for this whole best ball tournament. I definitely think that the Chargers move on to round 2. If they do move on to round 2 and everything plays out as expected, they do run into the Chiefs, which is a really tall task. But anything's possible. I've seen teams not do well after having a bye. It really depends, but it's the Chiefs. Andy Reid's a good coach. It's a really good team. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's a really hard team to bet against. Oh, man. And somebody just drafted Quentin Johnston. Man, that really sucks. That really sucks. So now we'll have to lean on Jaden Reed, who is going to be a one and done, most likely. But hopefully he gets points in the first round. They're without Christian Watson. Not that Christian Watson really did anything to begin with. But yeah, if the Eagles are scoring points, Packers are going to need to do more than just run the offense through Josh Jacobs. So throwing might be on the table a little more, and hopefully those passes go to Jaden Reed. And there really isn't anything I'm too interested in now. I know I'm on the clock next. Really, we're just looking for those wild card points. Maybe a guy, if he hasn't already been taken, like Marvin Mims, but he'll probably get drafted right now. Seems to be the case. I seem to be off by 1 pick at least. And there goes Bo Nix. So we will take Marvin Mims, trying to get some points out of the playoff round. And we have one more pick after this. We could try to add another Lion. Maybe we can add another Ravens pass catcher if there is one. It's most likely going to be somebody like Nelson Aguilar, Tylan Wallace. We do have Justice Hill hanging around here. Hopefully he can get back to full health and pick his role back up, playing at least 30 to 40% of the snaps alongside Derrick Henry. All right. 2 more picks in this draft will be wrapped up. Rashad White did not play at all last game. I don't think that's by design. I think maybe he's just completely phased out of the offense at this point. But outside of the names at the top of the board, there really isn't too much left to pick from. So I could go with Justice Hill, trying to capture as many points as I can in the next rounds if the Ravens do move on, which seems like the smart play. We have Lamar. If we're going for Ravens Lions, we have Lamar, Monty, Amon-Ra, Bateman, Andrews, and we would need one more guy. So let's just round it out with Justice Hill. Hopefully he can be back for the playoffs. And that's the draft. So we'll start from position 6 backwards, try to look at some projected starting teams. We have Herbert at quarterback, alongside of Khalil Shakir, Jordan Addison at wideout. We have Isaiah Likely at tight end, Brian Robinson at the running back position, and the flex will be one of Pickens, Zacchaeus, Kraft, Naylor. This drafter, we have Henry at running back. We have Puka, Nico, one of McLaurin, Kupp, Coleman at flex, or Jacobs at flex. We have Darnold, Stafford, Mayfield, Love at quarterback, and Dawson Knox at tight end. Just a little deficient at tight end, but man, the rest of the roster is looking good in terms of advancing. This team, Eagle stack, we have Hurts, Brown, Smith at the wideout position, Chiefs on bye, Dobbins at running back, Hawkinson at tight end, and one of Mixon and Johnson at flex. That's a good team. For me, we have Lamar, McConkey, Bateman at wideout, Bucky Irving at running back, Andrews at tight end, one of McMillan, Kincaid, Reed, Mims at flex. This drafter, we have Bo Nix, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Amari Cooper, Dallas Goedert, running back Aaron Jones, and last drafter we have Allen, Cook, Evans, Flowers if he's healthy, or Sutton, Kyron at flex, and one of Ertz at tight end. So I think this draft is pretty wide open. I am just not having luck with any of the firepower in my draft as of late. So yeah, this is number 16. I think we have 4 left. The contest is filling up pretty quick. I need to get my act together, draft some better teams here, because I don't think I'll be advancing too many teams the way I'm drafting lately. But we'll be back again tomorrow. If you can like, comment, subscribe to the channel, that would really help me out. Trying to increase engagement on all of my videos and make a name for myself here. But man, I'll tell you, the way I'm drafting, I don't think I'll be making a name for myself. But all we have to do is hope for the best, squeak one team into the finals, and we made our money back. So that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow for another draft, and thanks again for watching.